Welcome back to another Roblox video. In this video, I'm going to be comparing all 6 of the $1 million vehicles. Okay, so here is our first $1 million vehicle. Now, as I take this out, if you haven't heard that it was $1 million, you probably would think it was $1. It is the most rubbish vehicle in the game and costs the most. It's got so many negatives. First off, it's only got one seat. Second off, it's the slowest vehicle in the game, I believe. Third, it's a water vehicle, which, to be honest, makes it pretty useless. It's really big and obvious. That's the only good thing about it. It's like a good thing to kind of show off with. But for functional purposes, it's rubbish. It costs $1 million. It should cost like nothing. It should be free. It's so bad. And it wobbles for some reason constantly. That needs to be fixed. If that wasn't the case, it would be an okay thing to show off with, but even when you try and show off with it at the moment, it just wobbles and doesn't look very good at all. So yeah, this is pretty much useless. This is the worst $1 million vehicle, and probably the worst vehicle in all of Jailbreak, so definitely make it the last vehicle you buy. The next $1 million vehicle I'm going to be comparing is the monster truck. It's got very springy suspension. In some ways that isn't good, but in other ways that is. It allows it to go over things like the train tracks without really even noticing, but it can cause it to jump and flip a bit if you go over a hill. It's got decent speed, not very good for a $1 million vehicle, I would say. And also, since its wheels don't collide with cars, that actually allows you to drive straight over the top of short cars like this. So I'd say it's an okay one, but not the best option. There are definitely better $1 million vehicles. Well, it has a decent spawn because you can get to it quite easily from the prison. It's got 6 seats if you include the driver's seat. The next $1 million vehicle I'll be showing is the Volt bike, and this isn't how you usually drive it. I didn't realise it was a pedal bike. I thought it was like an electric one. Okay, well, if we ignore the strange acting my Roblox character's doing, the Volt bike's decent. It's basically like a bike version of the Roadster. It's got similar acceleration and speed to the Roadster. It's got faster since the most recent update, just not as crazy off-land of a vehicle. I would say it's the best $1 million vehicle that is a land vehicle, but now we can move on to some of the air vehicles, which I think are the best ones. Though saying that, if we come over here to the jet, I wouldn't say the jet is as good as the Volt bike. It's very, very hard to control. Also, it can't hover in midair, you have to keep moving, so yeah, that's not very handy. It doesn't have a rope, but it has missiles it can fire, which I guess is cool. You can shoot people and blow them up. The main thing about the jet is it's the fastest air vehicle. If you're fighting a police officer or something, you can't just hop in it and instantly take off and go whatever direction. It's really awkward to fly, and when you take off you have to like accelerate, so it's not at all good for combat. It's not really worth the hassle that it brings when you've got much more controllable options that are almost as fast. So the next $1 million vehicle is the drone. The drone is a very good vehicle. It's a bit slower than the jet because of it being way more maneuverable than the jet, and also a bit smaller than the jet. Most journeys will be quicker than they would be with the jet. The drone has a few problems. If you were going up a mountain like this, it can't go up fast enough and it ends up like crashing into the mountain a few times like that. Since it's not a proper helicopter, it doesn't have a rope, so you can't rob the cargo ship with this, which I think's one of the main disadvantages in my opinion compared to the next $1 million vehicle I'll be showing. So this next vehicle that I've been talking about is obviously the military helicopter. It's not quite as quick as the drone, but can go a lot higher and is based on just a height limit. Since it's a proper helicopter, it's got that rope, which is really good. It's got the highest capacity of people in the entire game. You can rob the cargo ship with it. It's got some really good spawns, and if you've reached 1,000,000 and it's your first time getting to 1,000,000, this is the vehicle I would recommend buying. And then the other ones are more like specialty vehicles. That rope is very handy when robbing the museum. I'll link you to a video that shows why, showing a trick. It can fire missiles like the jet. For my actual vehicle that I use constantly, this is it. This is the best vehicle in the game. I think that's going to have to end today's video with this really awesome $1 million vehicle. Like, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified. Bye.